Hello. Before I begin, I want to ask you a question. What are you doing right now? Watching a video. Sure. But really, you're using technology. Something you'll do far and beyond just watching this video. You're probably thinking, why is this guy doing a desktop recording for something other than a how-to video? And it's because I'm going to use technology in order to teach you about using technology. It's inception. I'm using to tell you about using. Let's start with the definition of the word user. I'm going to use my desktop to get to this. It's called a desktop because we, the users, are accustomed to working on real desktops. I'm going to open up my browser, where I have the Oxford English Dictionary pulled up already, and find the definition right here. A person who has or makes use of a thing. Duh. But let's look at the second and third definitions that we're also familiar with. Person who manipulates others for personal advantage, and a person who takes illegal drugs on a regular or habitual basis. An addict, a drug user. Let's keep these in mind as we move forward. But I really want to hit on the fourth definition. A person or organization who makes use of a computer or system. That's what you are. That's what I am. That's what we all are. Now, so what? There are people out there that use technology. Cool. But it's important to realize that the population of users is constantly growing. For example, here's a graph of the amount of people on Facebook over time. Here's Twitter. And here's Instagram. What's important here isn't the numbers. It's the fact that every single one of them is increasing. The amount of people using technology is constantly increasing. Just look at the amount of kids that have phones now, look at the amount of people using online books instead of regular books, and look at the increasing prevalence of tablets. We're in a world that's becoming more involved with advanced technology. Even here is an interview with Mark Zuckerberg where he explains that he wants to get the entire world online. 5 billion more people.
Entire world like the Facebook campus, in a way, by providing internet access to the entire world. The idea is called Internet.org. Its target, the 5 billion people around the globe without access to the net.
I mean, here, we use things like Facebook to share news and catch up with our friends, but they're going to use it to decide what kind of government they want, get access to healthcare for the first time ever, connect with family hundreds of miles away that they haven't seen in decades. Getting access to the internet is a really big deal. I think we're going to be able to do it.
And the word "we" is the key word here, because this isn't just about Facebook. Zuckerberg has done something extraordinary to achieve the extraordinary. Reached out to the biggest players in social media and mobile data, aka his competitors in part, to work together. How did those calls go?
It probably varies. But, I mean, in general, these are companies that we have deep relationships with and have worked with on a lot of things for a long time. So this just kind of came out of a lot of the discussions that we had.
So a team of the best in the business is coming together. But for a task this size, uniting 5 times the global presence Facebook has already, it's going to take a lot more.
Yeah, it is going to take a lot more. 5 billion more people. The entire world. What? I don't know if that has good or bad implications, but it has implications. All of us being users has implications that we have to be aware of to understand how we exist with technology. What implications are you talking about, you're wondering? Think about Netflix. As more people use it, is internet TV going to overtake regular TV? It depends on how we use it. If nobody watches regular TV, is there really a need for it? Let's take a look at these 5 points by Greg Satell on Forbes.com. The first one he mentions is no-touch interfaces. He says, from Microsoft's Kinect to Apple's Siri to Google's Project Glass, we're beginning to expect that computers adapt to us rather than the other way around. Bam! Computers adapt to us rather than the other way around. It is truly us, the users, who drive the future of technology, and it's the fact that we are using technology how we are that determines the future. The second one is native content. These are things like House of Cards, where Netflix brings about their own content to attract and maintain a subscriber base. That's right, they want you. They want users to use their technology. The third is massively online. Everything is being created online. User interactions in video games, teaching programs. Obama even reached out to voters online. You know what those voters are? Users. If they weren't, how could anyone reach out to them online? It all revolves around users. Fourth, the web of things, where just about everything we interact with becomes a computable entity. All of these things that we, the users, interact with are going to start interacting with each other. As Satell says, down here, as computing ceases to be something we do seated at a desk and becomes a natural, normal way of interacting with our environment, there's really no telling what the impact will be. There's a huge impact coming, and it's all being shaped by how we use technology. And pretty soon, users could be other forms of technology, as our homes, our cars, and even objects on the street will interact with our smartphones and with each other. That's right. Users can be people, and users can also be technologies. The range of who and what can be a user is increasing. And finally, fifth, consumer-driven supercomputing, which Satell defines on the second page here as systems that will know us better than our best friends, but will also be connected to the entire web of things as well as the collective sum of human knowledge. Is anyone else a little freaked out by that? The fact that we, the users, could lead technology into a world where technologies interact and become the users themselves. We could be headed to a world that looks like this. I don't know about you, but I like to avoid fighting off an army of robots. Okay, so maybe the implications won't be that bad. They may not even be bad at all. But the point is, all of these trends that technology is headed toward stem from what we, the users, do with our technology and how we use it. We are in a world where users are determining the future of technology, and this future contains an expanded range of users, both in the amount of people and technological inhuman users. As Duran Lanier writes about in his book You Are Not a Gadget, and Michiko Kakutani writes here in the New York Times, the new collective ethos, embodied by everything from Wikipedia to American Idol to Google searches, diminishes the importance and uniqueness of the individual voice. Now, without getting too extreme, let's take this point about uniqueness of individuals and apply it to users. While the amount of technology users increases, are individual users going to be thrown into a huge blob of users, or will we have a unique voice? I'd say we're more likely to be thrown into the big group, which would harm our individuality. For example, my classmate Ryan Kelly's project where he let a computer generator make text for him, and he experimented to see how these computer-generated texts flowed in real-life conversation. You can see his work here on WordPress.com. This shows how we, the users, are losing our uniqueness to calculations, algorithms, and formulas that can all predict who we are and how we act. So what can we do as users moving forward? We're increasingly involved in technology to the point of losing our individual agency. We're on the brink of the 5 trends that we reviewed earlier, where even new technologies will become users themselves. The power of being a user is one that is influenced by the past, present, and future, or the residual, dominant, and emergent technologies, in the words of Raymond Williams. That is, all aspects of technological culture, the past, present, and future, were, are, and will be driven by the users. How do you, as a user, influence technology? Let's look back at the definitions. We had the regular user of technology, but what about the user that manipulates people? There are users out there that say, manipulate through Instagram to influence people. There are hackers, there are advertisers, there are users that manipulate. And what about drug users? That's right, there are hard technology users, people addicted to Facebook and other technologies, users that can't live without technology. And it's the fact that we, as users, fit into all of these previous definitions of the word that truly relates us to technology. We use technology in so many different ways, and technology is changing and forming because of us, the users. So it's up to us to determine how technology is influenced by the residual past, dominant present, and emergent future. The simple fact is, the past, present, and future of technology are all determined by how we use it. So be aware of how you use technology. You could be manipulative, addicted, losing your unique voice, and leading technology toward a dangerous future. But users also hold the power to lead technology for the better. So keep on using, be a technology user, and be smart about how you use technology. Because it's not the users that adjust to technology. It's technology that adjusts to the users. Technology exists within our societal situations, so the agency lies within us, the users. Thank you.